Plaintiff Delana Kroom is suing her former friend Dominique Kennedy for babysitting fees and emotional distress. Delana says the defendant offered to pay her for babysitting her children with marijuana, but Dominique says the plaintiff was the one who smoked weed in front of her children while they were in her care, so she's countersuing for emotional distress.
Delana Kroom is suing Dominique Kennedy, her former friend, for unpaid babysitting fees and emotional distress, and Dominique is countersuing for emotional distress. All right, is it Delana? Delana.
Yes.
How are you today?
Hi, how you doing?
Good, thanks. Why are we here?
I'm suing Dominique for unpaid babysitting fees.
So you babysat?
Yeah, I babysat her kids. I signed that, it didn't actually come out her pocket, it came from the state. But the thing was, she's supposed to send in her daughter's school schedule so I can get paid my full-time pay, which I didn't. If you wanted to take this right quick, this is the breakdown of the full-time and the part-time of the pay.
All right, how do you two know each other?
We met, she works at USA up the street from my house, and we met, I was trying to get me a new phone. We just kind of talked, and we found that we had something in common, that we stayed in the same, building complex, so we exchanged numbers, we, talked from there. She called me one day and invited me over to her house. So we got to talking, we're, drinking, kicking it, smoking, smoking weed, we're kicking it. She knew I smoke weed.
Drinking it, kicking it, smoking
Drinking.
it?
That's not true. Yes, ma'am.
That's not
in front
true.
of her kids. Her kids were there. Her kids were there.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Kicking what? I missed the kicking.
Okay.
Kicking it, chilling, sitting back, smoking weed,
That's
drinking.
Untrue, Your Honor.
Yeah,
That's untrue. Very untrue.
You weren't drinking it, kicking it,
No,
and
I don't
smoking
do.
it?
Number one is I don't smoke. I don't drink. I'm a full-time student. I work for U.S. Sailor, and I take care of my kids. I don't do what she does. Number one is she's
so
not.
Why is she saying that?
I don't know why she's saying it, because she needs some money for some weed.
Do you think I'm impressed because she smokes weed?
No, I'm not saying you are impressed. What I'm saying, Your Honor, is I don't smoke and I don't drink. Period. Whether it's in front of my kids, I don't do that. That's not on my agenda. That's her agenda that she does.
All right, right off the bat. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, now the thing is, we hung out, we kicked it. So I told her that I was going to start babysitting. She said that, so you can start babysitting my kids if you're certified for it. She said, well, I'll pay you in a couple of bags of weed before you sign the papers.
Oh, my God.
Before you get approved. Before you get approved, I'll buy you a couple of bags of weed before you start watching my kids, so you can start watching my kids.
Your Honor.
I got it. I'm over here.
Okay, ma'am. I'm sorry about that.
I got it.
Okay.
Stop.
Now we get to the point that's over with. I signed the papers August 21st.
Did you get the bag of weed?
No, she didn't. No, because the thing is, she wanted me to watch the kids before I even before I even signed the state papers. The child care referral paper. She was going to pay me in the weed before I start, because I guess she needed the babysitter as soon as possible.
We didn't.
No, but she didn't. Because I officially signed the papers August 21st.
Good.
The day I signed the papers, girl, since you signed the papers today, you got to start watching my kids. So I didn't mind it, I'm finna get paid full time to sit in the house and watch her kids, which they're precious, Patience and Paris. They're precious, they're adorable, pretty little girls,
How old are they?
5 and 2. Patience is 5 and Paris is 2.
Do
you want to lie? But why are we going to fight about this?
I'm not fighting. I'm an adult. I'm not going to argue.
Judge Pirro,
well, you're arguing. She's telling me about how precious your kids are, and you're interrupting her.
Yeah, that's true.
Because she's rude.
No, I'm not rude.
Go ahead.
At all.
Anyway, so, I started watching the kids now. A week into it, I'm watching the kids. A week later, she's showing up at 9:30, 10 o'clock. Okay. She gets off work at 8 o'clock, ma'am.
Delana.
Yes.
You have an agreement.
Yes, we have
an agreement. You're going to babysit.
Yes.
Is there an agreement as to how much you're going to make if you babysit?
Yes, the agreement, here are the papers right here.
So you fill out the papers with the state?
I fill out the paperwork.
Now, Dominique, there's no question that she babysat your children.
Right.
Go ahead.
I babysit her kids Monday through Sunday, Your Honor.
Monday through, that's 7 days a week.
7 days a week. I'm watching her kids Monday through Sunday. Like, my paper was only eligible for 5 days.
Do you have children?
Yes, I have a 7-year-old son, ma'am. Yes, I do.
Okay, so you're taking care of
I'm taking care of her 2 kids.
Patience and Paris?
Yes, and my son, Davion. Yes.
Okay. And you fill out these papers?
Yes. The month of August, I watched both her kids part-time from August 21st to the 31st. Now, starting September 1st, her daughter, Patience, the oldest one, starts to go to school in kindergarten with my son. Now, I watch her from 2:15 to 9 o'clock, but I didn't get paid for my full-time.
How many hours do you work?
40 a week.
40 hours a week. What days of the week do you work?
My schedule's flexible. It goes based on my school schedule. Mostly it's like 1 to 8, or weekends I work from like 9:30 to 8 on Saturday or 10:30 to 6 on Sunday.
So you do work on the weekends?
Yes, I do.
And you go to school how many days a week?
I go to school Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then you work on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday?
I work even on the days that I go to school. I just get off, school.
Do you work on Saturdays and Sundays?
Mm-hmm.
So you're describing to me a woman who either works or goes to school 7 days a week.
To me.
Yeah, that's what you told me.
Yeah, basically I do. I work.
Okay, so she's not lying when she says it could be 7 days a week.
It's not 7 days out the week because my mother watches my kids on the weekends. Because that's
Really?
my mom.
So why doesn't your mom watch the kids during the week?
Because of the fact I found someone that was closer and convenient for me.
All right. And you were confident when you made the decision to let her care for your kids that she was a good person.
She was when I met her.
You wouldn't let anybody take care of your kids.
No, I did the background check. I found out she was babysitting someone else's children. I felt comfortable with her. The reason why Ms. Kroom is not watching my children now is because my 5-year-old daughter told me that she was smoking in the bathroom with something green and she came out the room giggling and laughing. That's why she's not watching my children.
Your 5-year-old told you this?
My 5-year-old daughter told me this.
And based on your 5-year-old daughter telling you she was smoking something green, what did you conclude?
That it was weed.
You smoking weed while you're babysitting?
Period, ma'am. And you know what? Smoke around. My son is 7. My son is 7, and I've never, in a day in his life, smoked around him. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
When do you smoke? You said you smoke it, kick it, and drink it.
Occasionally, I go out to the club. I'm old enough. I'm 22. I go to the club, go out. Okay, with my friends. I don't do it in my whole house, and then that's my job. If she knew that I babysitted some kids before that, why didn't they say anything about me smoking around their kids? If I smoked around her kids, why all of a sudden would I smoke around her kids if I don't smoke around my son? Then I watch my friend kids plenty of time. My witness, my friend Naila. Stand up, thank you.
Hi, Judge Pirro. How you feeling there today?
I'm good. How are you?
Naila Harris.
What is your name?
Friend. Naila Harris.
Hi, Naila.
Hi.
You smoke it, kick it, and drink it?
No, I don't. No, Judge Pirro. I say no to drugs.
Yeah.
No, I don't smoke or drink. But Delana's my friend. She's been my friend for a while.
Do you have children?
Yes, I have 2. I have 2 boys. They're 6 and 4.
Okay.
She's watched my kids occasionally too. Never had a problem with her watching my kids. But I've been over there when she was watching these 2 little girls, the little girls she was watching, a couple of times. I come out there and visit, and it'd be like about 10 o'clock at night. I come over there, and the little girls would be laying on the couch. And they're there every day. Weekends, when do they ever go home? So one time, she was picking, it was like about maybe going on 11 o'clock. And I'm sitting there, and I smell like this strong smell of marijuana coming like in the hallway. Like somebody's out in the hallway outside the door smoking weed. So I'm like, do you smell that? She like, yeah. I don't know what it is. Then I hear a knock at the door.
Yes.
Open it up. Stumbling in it up. I'm like, she fixing the clothes, buttons and stuff all unbuttoned. Judge Pirro, it was a sight to see for me to just see. And this is 11 o'clock at night.
All right, so she comes in at 11 o'clock at night.
Hair all over her hair.
What all over her head?
Hair all over her head.
Her head, that's a good place. Now, so she's come stumbling in, not quite together.
Not together like she just threw herself
And what do you do?
I'm
Do you give her the kids?
I gave her a kid. She patted me.
Where were you?
Ma'am, I've never picked my kids up at 11 o'clock at night.
Is she lying?
Home. She's definitely. I've never met this girl a day in my life. I don't even talk to Judge Pirro. I have never seen this young lady. Number one is she's not even a fit mother to take care of her kids. For her to be basically a legend saying I smoke weed, I'm a full-time.
Whoa! You just said you did your own investigation. You spoke to other people she babysat for. Why'd you let her take care of your kids?
No, first of all, at the end of her watching my children, she left my daughters with her boyfriend. I don't know who he is. He can rape my daughters, molest my daughters, or anything. I care about my children.
Let me ask you a question, Dominique. You're a smart girl.
Very much.
You work. You go to school.
Definitely.
Did you call Child Protective Services?
Yes, I did. Call them on her. I sure did. And
what happened?
They told me that they didn't find nothing when it came to her. But you know what?
Did you call the state and say to the state of Illinois, the Department of Human Services, I don't think this woman should be approved to give child care? And what happened to that?
They never called me back or anything. I have to follow up with that. I did call, though.
All right. What are you suing for?
I'm suing for my unpaid. Okay, she's supposed to sit at her daughter's school schedule.
She was paid.
$235 for 2 months. $235 for 2 months. Your Honor, $235 for 2 months for
Prove
2
it.
kids.
She was paid.
She was paid because this is the evidence showing that they approved her to
Yeah, I
get
got the
paid.
check.
And
I
this
have the
shows
check.
the time that
Yeah.
she was canceled.
Yeah,
This
I have the check.
You
I have
weren't
the
gonna, let me
cancellation
tell you
fee.
something.
I have
She
the
wanted me to
cancellation fee
basically,
too.
Your Honor, fraudulently basically scheme the state by saying she watched my kids more than what she was.
What evidence do you have?
I have the
that
evidence
she
showing
was
when
paid?
she was approved from, and I have the evidence.
No. What evidence do you have that she was paid, not whether she was approved?
This shows that this is all that they show that she
Do
was.
you sign hours that indicate how many hours she works?
Yes, I did, and I sent it to her. She came to my house, I feel, August and September, because she watched my daughters from August.
So then there's no question that what she has submitted for is accurate because you approved it.
Yeah, she got paid.
I'll say something.
That's not my question. Listen to me, you're such a smart cookie. There's no question that the hours that she submitted are accurate because you approved them.
Right.
The thing is, before I started watching her kids, she was only approved for part-time daycare. But the thing is, this is my schedule. She started working full-time. She didn't turn in my full-time schedule to the daycare. That's what made me only get my part-time money.
I got it. You speak very quickly.
I'm sorry.
What else would you like to say in closing?
Basically, in closing, Your Honor, I would just like to countersue for emotional distress because of the fact I had to find a daycare, another provider. I had to pay out of pocket somebody to watch my kids. I had to take off time of work. You know, it was just so much stuff that I went through with my daughter, seeing her smoke weed, and just the thing of she could have told her teacher. See, she's not understanding that if DCFS gets involved, whether it's my fault or not, they're going to blame me as being the parent.
If the Department of Children and Family Services finds that she is committing some kind of wrongdoing, they're going to make sure that she's not on the list to babysit anymore. That's got nothing to do with you. Don't come in here all high and mighty and say, you know what, if she's doing something, I'm going to get blamed for it. That's ridiculous. You're not. Unless you know about it and unless you go along with it. You know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. How much do you think she owes you?
$480 for the unpaid child care payments, and $500 for my emotional distress because yes, $500
You know
for my
what? Here's the
emotional
deal.
distress because
Nobody's getting any money for emotional distress. All right? I should get money for the emotional distress with the two of you. I mean, really.
Okay.
You know? The issue is whether or not the defendant is liable to the plaintiff for unpaid babysitting fees and emotional distress. We're getting rid of the emotional distress. It's undisputed that the plaintiff babysat the defendant's children. The plaintiff is saying, look, I didn't get paid everything I was supposed to get paid by the state.
Yes.
That's what you're saying. So at the end of the day, if she didn't get paid, whether it's by the state or anyone else, the truth is she provided the services. She should be paid for the services. If you make the decision not to have her babysit your children, that's your decision. Go for it. But at the end of the day, they're your kids. You owe the money. She babysat. Pay her. $480 goes to the plaintiff. So ordered.